This is my 15th year being sick. If you remember from last year, or are good at maths, you'll know that means I got ill at 13. I was basically a child. But I don't want to rehash last year's video, so this year I thought I would talk about what I would do if they found a cure. With the brand new discovery by Dr. Davis and Dr. S. Fandiapur of a potential biomarker testing diagnostic tool, and potentially a way to find a cure, I got to thinking, what would I do if I were cured? To start with the most simple, I would walk my dog. I haven't been able to walk her in over 4 years and would love to be able to take her around the block or into the woods for a jaunt. Can you just imagine how happy she would be? I can picture it now. Her face would light up because I've seen that hope in her eyes every time I put on my shoes to be driven to the doctor's. Next, I would be able to get a job. That might not sound like the most enticing of prospects, and I'm sure many of you would rather be able to stay in bed all day, but let me tell you, it gets real old real fast. It very quickly becomes very much not a treat to not be able to get out of bed. You feel like such a failure and a burden, and if you aren't eligible for disability, you can't even contribute to your household funds, which is a horrible position to be in. I would love to be able to work and earn money. It would be so fulfilling. Any job would do. Next, I would work out, like make myself seriously strong. Think Lara Croft meets Captain Marvel. Next on my list would be performing again. Having only discovered my love of singing and acting after becoming ill, I knew I would be limited on how much I'd be able to do, but I didn't realise how quickly it would be taken from me, and so cruelly too. I was very fortunate to move to an area with a thriving performing community, but I only just got started when I had to stop. If I got my health back, you'd have to hold me back to keep me off stage. Last on my limited list, I would have a baby. Anyone who knows me knows how much I love children and how much I've always wanted one of my own. Both Tom and I want to have a baby together more than anything. Just picture her, my golden hair and Tom's blue eyes, or maybe his red hair instead. But the sicker I get, the less likely it is that we'll be able to have one. People tell me frequently what a great mum I'll make, and it makes me so happy and breaks my heart all in one go. So that's a little snippet of what I would do if they found a cure for myalgic encephalomyelitis/chronic fatigue syndrome. And the only way they can do that is through the endless efforts of people like Dr. Davis and Dr. S. Fandiapur, and through funding from people like us. The NIH and Francis Collins tried to claim responsibility for the funding of the discovery of the biomarker technology, but it was actually funded by the Open Medicine Foundation. I covered last year how little funding ME gets compared to other illnesses, so please, if you can, donate to the Open Medicine Foundation or ME Action. Together we can find a cure. Thank you.
You're a butt dog.